Hello, I am Jason Gillard with AEP 858, my introduction. So, a little bit about me. I am originally from Manhattan, Kansas. I graduated from Bethany College in Lindsborg, Kansas. I am in my fourth year of teaching, which I am a seventh grade ELA teacher. I actually started in Great Bend, Kansas, where I taught as a seventh grade ELA teacher at the middle school. I also coached basketball and football there as well. Just this past year, I had made the move to Smoky Valley Middle School, home of the Vikings. There, I was also a seventh grade ELA teacher and was the head girls basketball coach. This fall, I will go into my second year at Smoky Valley, as well as my first year as the head football coach. My future goals as an educator obviously become a principal. The reason I want to do that is just to be able to be in a strong leadership role. I do see myself as a leader and a strong leader at that, and so I want to make sure that the job is done well, and I hold myself to a very high standard. So I think that would be an excellent position for me to achieve that high and strong leadership position. Another reason is just to be able to help be a driving force in education. I It almost to me seems as a teacher there's not much voice out there, and so as a principal you can be an advocate for so many educators out there that need their voice heard, and so I can be a really good avenue for teachers to be able to press into and share their ideas with me, and then I can hopefully be a driving force in helping education move in the right direction. A little bit of a reflection. Currently, we do not use data as we'd like to at the seventh grade level due to the lack of PLCs. I know that at the fifth and sixth grade level, they are very, very much into using data to guide their instruction and kind of their end goals. But at the current time, I don't analyze data with any of my team members. We will have PLCs next year, so we do aim at that point to use that PLC time in order to analyze data. In the past, my 2 years at Great Bend, we did spend time in PLCs analyzing data to see what was working so we could do more of it and seeing what areas we needed more focus or work in. It was very clear a lot of the standards that might have lower test scores or daily work, the scores that were low, we were able to use that data and know that we got to hit more on this or in different ways. My previous district put an enormous amount of pressure on teachers to have high state testing scores. That was a very center focus, which in my new district, it's not so much of a focus. Personally, I feel somewhat comfortable using data to guide my daily instruction. I've done it a little bit here and there, especially areas to kind of see where we are, how students are progressing, where students are at a certain level. I don't nearly use it as much as I'd like to, but that will be a center focus going into my fourth year of teaching. That is kind of one of my goals. Each year, I like to set a goal of something to focus on, and kind of by the end of the year, I want to be at this point. That way, I'm not focusing on too many things at one point. I can really own in on one aspect of my teaching. And so this year is data analysis. I'd like to look for opportunities for some professional development regarding data analysis to get a better sense of how to use it to improve the performance of all of my students. This is kind of in my way of having a plan to get better in using that data analysis, because I don't always just necessarily like to use research online because I could be there forever looking at all that. So I do like to see what others like to use, and I know that professional development opportunities can be very strong. In the ones that I've gone to in the past, they've had a little bit of focus on them, but I would really like to be able to get to a workshop that allows us to dive deeper into data analysis, maybe certain things to look for, and especially one that kind of breaks down our state standards. That way we can dive into what data might look like compared to some of those standards, and in what areas, and also just how to use the data. And not always do we have to have an immediate change, but steady progressive change, and whatever tools and different strategies that they use, I would like to know. And so that's kind of one of my hope, something I hope for to be able to do is to get into professional development that just kind of improves data analysis for me. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Hope you enjoyed.